Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate Thanksgiving, if you live in the States. I thought today's video would be appropriate if I talked about my top 5 of my delicious fragrances. Now, I love me some gourmands, but these are mostly gourmands. You might consider a variety of them all to be gourmands to some aspect, but these are the fragrances that I think just smell so delicious, like I just want to take a bite out of them. So I decided I would let you know the top 5, and I figured that might be an appropriate video for Thanksgiving. I don't know. So if you want to see my top 5 delicious fragrances in my collection, keep watching. It's going to be Angel Muse from Thierry Mugler. Now I did a review on this recently. If there was any reviews on these fragrances that I've done, I will link them below. This one to me is just beautiful. I loved Angel. I love smelling it on people. I love experiencing it on other people. But it's one of the fragrances that just doesn't seem to work on my skin. I keep trying. Once in a blue moon I'll buy a small bottle of it and I'll realize it doesn't work and I'll sell it or I'll give it away. But when I tried this just was everything I wanted Angel to smell like on my skin. I get rose and Vetiver, but the creamy hazelnut in this is delicious. This is what I'm wearing right now. It's so good. I love this because it's just creamy, delicious. The rose really takes this away from being stickling sweet and syrupy. Like I was gonna say syrupingly. Like that's not a word. I've been saying, you know, I can't say words. It's been even worse. Why would today be even different, even though it's a holiday? Anyway, this is just a delicious fragrance. It smells really nice on my skin. The creamy hazelnut isn't too heavy. It's not too syrupy. The rose and the Vetiver kind of cut through that and just make this a beautiful fragrance overall. So this is definitely a delicious fragrance that made my top 5. Next up is going to be Lalique Le Parfum. Now this isn't a true gourmand, but I think this one is just really tasty. I love the bay, I love the pink peppercorn, I love the vanilla and the patchouli. There's jasmine in this. It's just really lovely. I think this is a very elegant fragrance to wear to dinner parties or if you're doing something evening casual, but it's going to be really beautiful and it's going to be something that is going to make you smell really tasty without being syrupy or candy or nutty. It's just the vanilla and the bay and the patchouli and the peppercorn play really nice with the floral notes in this and kind of elevate it to not being like a sticky, sweet, overtly gourmand fragrance to being something that's kind of elegant and sophisticated while still being delicious. This is another one that I reviewed recently, and this is from Maison Francis Kurkdjian, and this is Baccarat Rouge 540. Now this is mostly like florals and orange, and I think it has cedarwood, fir, but there is something about this. It smells like candy. It smells like delicious, sparkly champagne candy. It's very sweet, it's very warm, it's very sparkling. I absolutely love this. It is very bright and floral, but it's still very sweet and warm. It's just why this is one of my absolute favorites from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. I will link again my review below so that you can get more about the notes and the longevity and how it lasts on my skin, but this is so good. Anytime I wear this, if I walk out of a room and I walk in, I'm like, it smells good in here. Like this is candy, but floral, but warm, but bright. If you've never experienced this, go check it out. It's definitely worth a sniff, and I think it's just, you know, is really nice. Mon Paris from YSL. This one gets mixed reviews from people because this is a fruit salad. It's strawberry, it's pineapple, it's pear, it's raspberry, it's orange, it's citrus, it's sweet, it's a little bit floral. This is definitely a daytime fragrance. I don't know if this would translate well to evening. It might smell a little cheap during the evening time, but I think it's beautiful and fresh for the morning. But I actually love the fruitiness of this fragrance. Sometimes if you get overtly fruity perfumes, they don't smell like they're mixed well. It just smells like somebody wanted a fruit salad and threw a bunch of notes together and hoped it would stick. But the fruitiness in this, I think, plays really well. It has the base notes of white musk, so that kind of like cuts away from it being too sweet and fruity and kind of elevates it to being a really nice fruity perfume. Again, this perfume isn't for everybody, but it is one of my favorites, and it is something that I like because I like smelling fruity, I like smelling fresh. It is on the flirtier side, and I do think it's really tasty. Last but not least is actually my favorite out of this entire list, and it's Forbidden Games from by Kilian. I'm going to read you all of the notes, and then I'll explain to you why this is super delicious. So this is apple, peach, and plum, and cinnamon as the top notes. The heart notes or middle notes are Bulgarian rose, bourbon, and jasmine, and the base notes are vanilla and honey and oponax. I can't pronounce that word. But this was a fragrance I didn't go out to buy. I was actually going to the counter to purchase imperial tea, and while I was waiting, the woman had to get the fragrance from the back because she didn't have any up front. I just started kind of like smelling all the different by Kilian fragrances. It was my first time I'd really been to a by Kilian counter, and I just kind of like went like this with the bottle and just kind of looked. I was like, this is good, and I just kept smelling it, and I didn't have any perfume on, so I like sprayed a little bit on me. I went like this. She was gone for like a few minutes, and I had done this one probably the first or second fragrance that I smelled and experienced while I was waiting for her. So this was on my skin for about 5 minutes, and she came back and she was wrapping it up and getting ready to pay. I was getting ready to hand her my card, and I just kind of went like this, and I was like, I need one more. And it just literally just, I love this. This is so nice. The plum and the cinnamon and the apple are so nice with the rose and the honey. When you first apply this, I get literally a blast of just fruit, of like dried fruit. I get that from the cinnamon and the plum, but then as it warms up, the honey and the vanilla just are gorgeous, and the rose, everything about this was just really beautiful and very fresh and very sophisticated. This is a very sophisticated, delicious fragrance. Sometimes I think gourmands can be sophisticated, but sometimes they can smell a little bit cheap, a little bit cotton candy, a little bit like maybe you'd get it at TJ Maxx in the sale bin. I don't mind those fragrances. Some of those fragrances I really love. This one is just, I think, one of the most sophisticated fragrances that is still fruity and fresh and just delicious, and a little syrupy from the dried fruit that I get from it, and the honey and the vanilla, but the rose and the jasmine kind of really cut through this. Is that jasmine? Yes. I keep forgetting. I say a lot of the same notes, so sometimes I forget what I'm saying. But the floral in this just cuts through, and I like the fact that it's not overtly white floral. Like the rose kind of adds a real depth to this that I find to be really sophisticated, which is why this is my top for my delicious fragrance. If I want to smell delicious, this is generally the one I will go for. It's definitely worth checking out. If you liked my top 5, I did want to add one little contender to the party. This isn't my top 5, but this is one of my favorite perfumes currently, just because it's really fun and it smells really nice, and it's appropriate for the holidays. It's malt cider from Demeter. I have this on a roll-on perfume oil. I'm hoping to get a big bottle of this as well. This is just really spicy and nice, and it's really nice and fun for the holidays. I'm actually mulling cider right now. So I smell, if I were to wear this, I'm not wearing this, I'm wearing Angel Muse, but this smells like my house right now, which I get a kick out of. So I do love this one too. It is worth checking out and picking up. It's really inexpensive and I like it a lot, but I thought this would be fun to mention since it is Thanksgiving and I am currently mulling cider. I hope you loved my delicious little picks. If you have any reviews on any of these, if you think maybe they're not as good as I think they are, or if you have any recommendations based on what I like, let me know below. I'd love to hear your comments, your critique, your recommendations. I'm all about that. In any case, if you like videos like this, don't forget to subscribe because I put out new videos every Monday through Friday and sometimes on the weekends as well. And also do not forget to give this a thumbs up. It lets me know to continue doing videos like this. In any case, I hope you guys are all happy and healthy and have a great day, month, year, whatever. And happy Thanksgiving. And I'll see you next time.